Hello everyone and welcome back. I am as always Inquisitor Aura, and this is How to Roleplay in World of Warcraft. And today we are going to be taking a look at the humans of Azeroth. Please note that these are just generally accepted guidelines to socially acceptable and lore-friendly roleplay in World of Warcraft. There is a niche for every type and style of roleplay out there. What I am telling you here are the generally accepted guidelines that will not get you ridiculed. The humans of Azeroth are as diverse and irrepressible as they are in many other fantasy-style games and books. While by far one of the shortest-lived races on Azeroth, they have rapidly risen in power and prestige, and have shown a tenacity and a drive to survive and overcome that is nearly unmatched by any other race. Humanity's ability to adapt to changes in their environment, adopt the techniques of their allies, and to unify many different peoples and mentalities into one stalwart alliance have made them a power the likes of which have never been seen before on Azeroth. One of the first things we need to discuss when talking about the humans is that they are in fact descended from the Vrykul and are the result of a mutation caused by the curse of flesh. This mutation being that they actually shrank. These Vrykul were forced to flee Northrend by their still very large cousins and ended up, for the most part, settling in Tirisfal Glades. As important as that is to understand, it is more important for you to understand as a human role player about Arathor, because this was the first unified human kingdom. About 2,800 years ago, the leader of the Arathi tribe of humans realized that the Amani troll raids were becoming much more pronounced and vicious. Warlord Thoradin realized that something was changing amongst the Amani, and if the human tribes didn't unite, they would be destroyed. He set out to unite the warring tribes. Some he brought under his banner through diplomacy, some he brought under his banner by force. All of them he treated well, offering a peace unseen in human lands in what he claimed would be a glorious human kingdom. He named this nation Arathor, and his capital city was the city of Strom. Not long after the formation of the Kingdom of Arathor were the Troll Wars, and the Troll Wars are equally as important for two reasons. One, it created the very first alliance between the Kingdom of Arathor and the High Elves of Kel'Thalas, and two, this was when humans were taught how to use magic. In fact, it was human magic that ended the Troll Wars for good. 100 humans were taught how to weave magic, but unlike the High Elves, they did something so unique and so unprecedented, it remains the heart of human spellcasting. They combined their magical might into one massive spell that decimated the Amani forces and broke the Troll Wars as fire from the heavens ripped from the sky and incinerated Troll and Loa alike. Over time, however, Arathor split apart into a number of independent city-states, many of which started off as small trading posts established after the Troll Wars. Dalaran became an autonomous city of mages, which was good because mages were viewed with damn near outright hostility at this point. The island of Kul Tiras continued to trade and ship and boasted a massive navy. Unable to compete with Kul Tiras' massive trading empire, Gilneas bolstered its army and mercantile forces and became one of the most powerful city-states. Alterac was also powerful, holding sway over much of the Northlands. And over the years, Strom became defunct, having next to no capability to keep up with the younger cities. Many nobles moved their families north, and there they founded a new city, which they named after the surrounding region of Lordaeron. And the last of Thoradin's line, too, eventually left Strom, but Faldir went south, on the rumors of rich land that had never been touched by human hands. There, they built Stormwind, nestled amongst the cliffs and trees with its own protected harbor. Strom, however, remained in the hands of the Trollbane family and was renamed Stromgard, though it never regained its former glory. Now that we've covered almost all of your history, let's get into some role-playing tips. Humans, almost as a whole, live and are from the Eastern Kingdoms. That being said, you can be from any of the major human kingdoms that once existed. Each one of these types of humans has very different views and behaviors, and it allows you a lot of flexibility with your roleplay. For instance, if you're from Stormwind, you need to remember that Stormwind was sacked by Orcish forces during the First War, so you have a particular hatred for the orcs. You remember the exodus to Lordaeron, seeking sanctuary from marauding Orcish forces. These are also the humans who are likely to be painfully loyal to the Alliance. Lordaeonian humans are particularly hostile to the undead, and many of them may think it's a good idea to just go on back up there and smash them so you can take back your homes. Remember, the vast majority of humans from Lordaeron were afflicted with the plague of undeath. While many did escape with their lives, it is entirely possible that you have family amongst the Forsaken. Gilnean humans would be humans unaffected by the curse of the Worgen, which is more than possible. While the best way to roleplay a Gilnean would be to do so as a Worgen, a number of Gilneans would likely have been trapped outside the Greymane Wall during the Scourge invasion. They are not numerous, but they are out there. Humans from Dalaran are generally mages, though I imagine not all mages have mage families. This is likely to occur less than non-afflicted Gilneans, but it is still a possibility. Humans from Stromgard likely no longer live there, and probably haven't for some time, not since the orcs raised your kingdom, at any rate. There isn't much about Strom humans, so you have a lot of room to play with whatever you like in your backstory. Humans from Kultiroth are likely sailors and marines, and those that aren't have probably spent a considerable amount of time on a ship traveling to and fro. Once ruled by the prestigious Proudmoore family, you may not care for Jaina and her antics. She did, after all, abandon her father to support the orcs. And finally, most humans from Alterac are not good people. Alterac is currently controlled by the Syndicate, and they are not allied with the Alliance. Any Alteraki humans have likely abandoned their home and their people in order to make amends, fit in with society, or just plain disagree with the Syndicate. And probably one of the more important factors when considering role-playing a human is age. Human age is very much like orc age, and it is strictly determined by Azeroth's timeline. Men and women who remember the first orcish incursions, the sacking of Stormwind, and the first opening of the Dark Portal are nearing 60 years of age at this point. And most adult humans grew up hearing stories of these times. Most of you remember the Scourge invasion, even if you were only a child when it happened. You may remember fleeing Stormwind, or helping refugees in Lordaeron, or watching your loved ones die and rise again as mindless slaves. It is pretty strict with human age. How old you are and where you were born will determine a lot of what your character knows about the history of Azeroth. So I encourage you to take a look at some of the official timeline in the Warcraft Chronicles Volume 1, which is where I'm getting a lot of my information now, and make sure that your background and your roleplay match your age, because it is very important. Humans and orcs are really the only two races on Azeroth where this is an issue, so it is very important that you get it right and you do it well, because people will appreciate it that much more because of the effort you put into it. Alright, now let's get into some notable humans. Please note there were a lot of people I could have used here, so if you don't see any of your favorites, I do apologize. Rest assured, I am saving some big names for other videos, specifically class videos, so make sure you keep an eye out for them. And we're going to start this list out strong with King Varian Rin of Stormwind. King of Stormwind, former gladiator, and leader of the Alliance. There is also the Archmage Khadgar, probably one of the strongest spellcasters ever trained in the halls of Dalaran, and current, as of Legion, leader of the Kirin Tor, former apprentice of Medivh, and all-around awesome, badass guy. We can't mention this list without mentioning Arthas Menethil of Lordaeron, former Crown Prince and Paladin of the Silver Hand, also may or may not be known as the Lich King. He is a very good example of a human gone bad. And last but certainly not least, Jaina Proudmoore of Kul Tiras, the former leader of the Kirin Tor and arguably one of the most talented and powerful mages ever born. Well guys, that is going to be it for me for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, I do apologize for the lack of videos recently. I have either been sick or on spring break and just really lazy, but I'm getting back into my normal schedule now, so it's okay, it's good now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, if you like what you see and you want to see more, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to comment below and don't forget to subscribe. I am loving all of your comments. I am loving seeing the discussion on my videos. I am loving that you guys are messaging me on Facebook and letting me know what you think and asking me to do certain things for you. And I am like super duper proud of just everything that we are accomplishing on this channel together, and I thank you guys for that so very much. Anyways, be on the lookout. Remember, I am going to be doing a video once a week again since I slacked off there for a couple of weeks, but things are coming, things are happening. I am planning on doing my 500 subscriber video, even though I'm closer to 560 subscribers now. I have to find time to make myself pretty, but you guys understand. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great week, have a great weekend, and we will see you again in Azeroth.